Welcome back to another episode of Ask Ashby, where you find weird things on the beach, send photos of them to a paleontologist, and I answer your questions. We have Tiffany, who sent us some images today of a rather fascinating tooth and a rather fascinating conversation it appears that she was having with someone about the identity of this tooth. Tiffany hopes that this one is a troodon tooth from a dinosaur, and the email correspondence seems to hint that they think it is a troodon tooth as well. However, if I had to wager a guess as to where this tooth was collected, I would say it probably came from the Atlantic coast of North America, possibly the Gulf Coast of Florida, because Tiffany, your tooth is the tip of a broken snaggletooth shark. So that's like these two right here. You're missing this big, broad, wide, flared out part of the tooth. So this kind of warrants a rather fascinating conversation about paleontologists and our limits. So when we were publishing our book, we took a fossil in to some folks at a museum, I won't name who it is, and we asked them what this fossil was. And these dinosaur paleontologists looked at this worn fragment of what they thought was a Triceratops rib bone. Well, I did some more digging, pardon the pun, and found out, well, actually, no, this is a giant ground sloth tooth from the Ice Age. And so as paleontologists, we're often specialists within a certain time period. And whenever we have things sent in for identification, it's very important to know where the specimen came from so that we can have geological context or the provenance of a fossil to better provide an identification, or better yet, forward your photo on to someone who is an expert in that field. So while the images from a study appear almost identical to this fragment of a snaggletooth, which simply is missing kind of this top part of the root. So you have this part gone from your tooth, and these nice directional serrations on the inside or the distal edge. That looks a lot like a troodon tooth, but based on the overall shape and likely origin, I'm afraid to report that you don't have a dinosaur tooth, but a 1.1 to about 30 million year old snaggletooth shark.